This clap is serving two purposes. One, for me to sync the audio, and two, to congratulate you for clicking on such a good video. Congratulations. Guys, you might notice I'm not sitting at my desk right now. I am laying in my bed. Well, that is because Rudy, my roommate, is asleep. And if I'm out there in the living room, kind of in my desk area, and I scream while I'm shooting a video, it will be annoying. So I'm shooting it from here. So we're getting a little bit of a change up today because I am such a good roommate. You're welcome, Rude Jude. Also, I just ran the dishwasher, so you have a coffee cup when you wake up. And I left you extra coffee, even though it meant me going kind of without. I don't know. Am I a hero? Certainly. Guys, before the video starts, I've got two announcements. Number one, last week I was on a podcast with Nicole. She runs a podcast called the Expat Cast. She is another American expat in Germany. She's living in Freiburg. Link to that podcast is in the description of this video. And two, you guys remember last week when I talked about my coach Mario, who's doing all this amazing stuff, and he started the hashtag support your local movement, where he's donating to local businesses and helping people during this time. Well, guys from the Prague Lions, another American football team in Europe, in the Czech Republic, they were inspired and they did the same thing. So shout out to you guys in Prague. Shout out to Zach, who did that. I think it's awesome. And if anyone else is doing anything like that, send it to me, let me know, and I'll put it in my vlog. Okay, guys, now to the video. Now, if there's two things I love in life, it is maps and stereotypes. Kind of kidding, but I do love maps. So what better way to spend the day than looking at German stereotype maps? Before I came to Germany, I thought, all right, Germany is, Germany. It's all the same, whatever. And over the course of these last few years, I have learned that Germany is so different everywhere. I think it's a pretty unique country in that sense because there are just wildly different cultures in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. It's a bunch of different little kingdoms that have come together. And to me, personally, if I was drawing the maps of countries, which I should have the power to do that, don't you guys think? I should be the one drawing. Anyway, we'll get into that later. If I were to draw the borders of countries, the Germany that is today, I would not draw this as one country. There would be maybe three. In my opinion, the areas, states in the north of Germany are much closer culturally to, say, like Denmark, the Netherlands, than they are to southern Germany. And I think southern Germany is much more closer culturally to Switzerland and Austria. Truthfully, I think like Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg, Austria, and Switzerland could all be its own country, but I don't want to freak anybody out. It'll still be years before I'm allowed to do that. I have to have at least 100,000 subscribers to draw borders for countries. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these really fun stereotype maps that I love. Here we go. Okay, let's start obviously with the best part of Germany, the south. Starting off in Bavaria with the world's most arrogant football club, soccer. Clearly talking about FC Bayern München, which is kind of like seems like, I don't know, like a little bit of an elitist, posh soccer club, but everyone just hates on them because they're good. They have like the most wins, so they get a lot of crap, I think. God's own country, according to themselves. Bavarians are very proud of their region. This one, I love this one. Baden-Württemberg, this is an area that I live in. Hardworking people with a speech impediment. Now, people in Baden-Württemberg, Swabians especially, are very hardworking people. They're very conservative with their money. They work hard, they save their money, and they're very smart and sensible. But I will say, the accent here is wild. The accent here is wild. And the more that I listen to German content, like German podcasts, German YouTube channels, and stuff like that, the more I'm able to tell how wild the Swabian accent is. I can't understand anything that anybody in Baden-Württemberg says. And it's not my fault, because nothing is my fault. Southern Rhineland, laid back, is that true? Okay, Berlin. Green communist hipster ghetto. Yeah, I dig that. I'll take that for Berlin. Hamburg, lefty, speak like pirates, enjoy brothels a bit too much. I did walk by all the brothels in Hamburg. You guys didn't see it on the Grand German City Tour episode, but we went down the Reeperbahn. And boy, oh boy, what a world that is. Bielefeld, aka Secret Alien Landing Zone. Okay, I understand that there is like this inside running joke that Bielefeld doesn't exist. But what is it? Why did that start? Why is that the joke? Why does Bielefeld have this reputation of not existing, being a made-up place? I don't get it. Okay, we're getting out of the east, and I'm seeing pickles and weird Slavic people. What is the deal with the pickles? Do you guys know that in America, the stereotype of Germans is that German people put pickles on their Christmas tree? Like that's a big American stereotype of German people. But what's the deal with the pickles here in the east? We're in Turingen, and this map says forest, sausages, and socialism. Actually, I went to Turingen once to help coach a football team, and you know what? I can't speak for the sausages and the socialism, but there were a lot of forests. So, pretty accurate. All right, let's check out this other map. This one's a little bit more colorful. Baden-Württemberg, the motherland here. Posh, stingy, stubborn, arrogant, weird accent. Accurate, 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 accurate. Baden-Württemberg has a lot of big successful companies, and Schwäbisch Hall itself has a lot of big successful companies. So a good amount of people in the Schwäbisch Hall area are well off, or posh as this map would describe. But it's also very, very rural. Typically you don't see somebody being described as both posh and rural at the same time. But here in the Schwäbisch Hall area, this is a very, very common combination. Posh and rural. It's just the bougie rednecks. Rich hillbillies. The Rhineland, wine, talkative, insistent. Talkative, huh? Rhineland folk are talkative? They never talk to me. Saarland, France. Accurate. We had a guy on our team, Kevin Becker, who his family's from Saarland, and everybody always called him French. NRW. Rude. Lower class. Football, soccer, carnival. Are Colognes rude? I actually had the impression that people in Cologne were pretty friendly. Rude, huh? Berlin, hipsters. What do I like better, hipsters or green communist hipster ghetto? Both pretty good, both pretty accurate. Saxony, neo-Nazis, weird accent, poor. I have heard that you will run into more people with that political mindset in the east of Germany. And also, traditionally, historically, it is a less well-off area. Weird accents. I do remember I went with Nico Bang, and he's like, listen to how they talk. And I listened closely, and you know what? Weird accents. Thuringia, poor, socialists, college students. That's two maps that calls Thuringia socialist. Niedersachsen, boring, agriculture, in touch with nature, accent-free. Accent-free, so this is where the proper German is spoken. In Niedersachsen, oh, Hanover, in the Hanover area. The person who made this map must be from Hanover, saying that they're accent-free. In touch with nature, I would actually think that that should go in the south, specifically the southwest, like in the Freiburg area. I think that that is the most in touch with nature place in Germany. One of the most in touch with nature places I've ever seen. And I come from Portland. Check out another one. Start in the south as usual, because that's the most important part. Baden-Württemberg, materialists. And every second car is Mercedes-Benz. Well, Mercedes-Benz is headquartered here in Bavo in Stuttgart. Materialists? I don't know. I didn't know that all of Germany kind of had this opinion of Baden-Württemberg. I would agree with the posh and the stingy comments, but materialists? I don't know. I actually don't think that Germany is much of a materialist country at all, especially compared to somewhere like the United States. So I am going to decline that stereotype. Brandenburg, irrelevant. Ooh, tough. But actually, I'm gonna have to say that might be true, because obviously everybody in the world knows Berlin. I've lived in Germany for a while. This is my first time seeing the word Brandenburg. And mind you, I'm pretty interested in geography and stuff. I've never heard of Brandenburg. So irrelevant? Sure. Bremen, why? You know what? I'm going to agree with this because, you know, there's a few basically like city-states. You've got Berlin, Hamburg, and Bremen. Berlin and Hamburg, I would say they both deserve to be like their own state. They're kind of their own entity. They deserve that. Bremen, do you deserve that, buddy? Do you deserve to be your own state? Should you maybe just be part of Lower Saxony? Maybe. Also, why is Lower Saxony further north than Saxony? This is why NALF should be drawing the borders. This one says Hamburg, not better than Berlin. Is there a little bit of a rivalry between Hamburg and Berlin? I could see it, as they're both kind of the two city-states that matter. Schleswig-Holstein hasn't developed since the 1970s. Oof, that's a tough one to get. Here we go. This is a nice one right here. Starting in the South, wealthy, beer, cars, stingy, hillbillies, lederhosen, conservative, Oktoberfest. Southwest and Freiburg, tree huggers. Agreed. This is a very interesting thing to me that southern Germany is wealthy, right? Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria are wealthy, but they're also kind of hillbillies, quite rural in some parts. And that combination of wealthy and rural, I was trying to think of if there's a state in the U.S. that I could compare this to, but you don't have that. In the States, you've got your rural states, which is more in the center of the country, and then you've got like the American South. And your wealthy states are the coastal states, New England, the Northeast, and those I would not describe as very rural or give them a hillbilly stereotype. So it's interesting that you can kind of do that with southern Germany. Rhineland and Hessen still getting this cheerful. Interesting. They said talkative and cheerful. Thuringia sausages. I will have to say, I actually did have a Thuringia sausage. Oh yeah, you know what? When I went and coached that football team in Thuringen, after practice, they made us sausages there, and I remember them being phenomenal. Didn't know that they were really known for sausages, though. What's the deal with the 3 Saxonies also? I mean, I know we have North and South Dakota and North and South Carolina. I think it's reasonable and acceptable to have 2 versions of a state, but 3 Saxonies? You've got the original and worst Saxony, the slightly better Saxony, and the best Saxony we have, which is still not very exciting. Saxony, Saxony, Saxony. All right, guys, I think that's enough maps today. I hope that you weren't too offended. I hope you were slightly offended, just offended enough to leave a thumbs up and a comment saying, hey, I'm a bit offended. If you do those 2 things, I know that I will have done my job. So feel free to leave a slightly offended comment so I get some good traction for the YouTube algorithm. All right, guys, I'm gonna step outside and enjoy the fresh air in this posh hillbilly state of Baden-Württemberg. See you next time.